Bop bop a loo wop a lop bam boom. Ah, I have new subscribers. Thank you all. Oh my goodness. That's so exciting. Boop. All right. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. We are muted. Pop out chat. Bow, bow. Put it down here. Dun, dun, dun. Now it's live. Now I can see everything. Alrighty. So, I'm gonna turn those lights on. Wham. I'm gonna move that. I'm gonna move that too. Man, oh man, this table's got a little dirty. Turbo Dork stickers and printer and stuff. Here. 11th Beast. So, good morning, my sweets. It is May 5th at 6:47 a.m. on this most glorious Monday in the year of our Lord 2025. A lot of progress, but it's all been very, as always, crazy intermittent. Switched up bottles a little bit, going down to a smaller one. My big bottle, the top, I think the days are numbered. I feel like the rubber part that went in my mouth was getting really, really gross, and I don't think that there was any way to clean it because of the material. So I pulled that out, and I've just been drinking out of just the straight plastic, and that has definitely not been as easy to get used to. So I'm going down to a little bottle now, where it's just like, yep, I'll grab that, keep that on my desk. Not that any of this is important, but that's why I've got a little small bottle that I can't kill anyone with. I probably could. Printed off Necropolis. So that is something today that I'm probably going to be looking at some point. Fuck, that looks good, Martin. The thing that you may or may not know, if you're watching this, because I am a little hermit. I often miss out when people are really excited about something. So I missed everybody being really excited about all of this. So other than getting really, really excited about my friend Martin posting pictures of skeletons and necromancers, I don't have any context about this other than it is played on a very small board. Gage at Adepticon, wonderful Gage, love Gage. Gage at Adepticon was telling me from the Hive Scum Boys, Gage from the Hive Scum Boys at Adepticon was telling me how great Necropolis is and how little work needs to be done on a player side to enjoy this game. And I thought, well, everything about that sounds like it's something that I want to showcase on this channel, in this community, and champion. And the fact that it has artwork from one of my favorite artists, who is actually a close friend of mine, just makes it even like more wonderful. So I'm really, oh fuck, that's so rad. That gets me so fucking pumped, man. I love, see, that's another thing. To ramble and rant for here a couple seconds. I'm not a big like, oh no, watch out for these like undead dudes, here they come. I'm not really big into the undead. Man, if you want me to be though, this is how you do it. Like, only undead. Like just undead fighting undead forever. That's the kind of shit I do like. Like, yeah, I can get down with that. When I say like, oh, I'm not really into the undead, it's not. It's more of a, I've never been the guy that's like, man, I want to make an army of skeleton warriors. I have no interest in that. But if you're like, oh, a bunch of liches like having just a nihilistic, like never-ending fight, it's like, okay, well now I'm kind of interested. That's a different story. It's all about context. Which, speaking of context, I have owned the copy, a copy. I believe Greg Wire sent it to me. He has sent me so many wonderful RPGs over the years that it's hard to keep track of which ones were sent by him and which ones were sent by others. I do believe that he sent me Skeletons, though. And I just read the back of the book for the first time, I think, recently. I think before I had read it, maybe a description or someone had told me what it was, and it was very much not even remotely close to like an accurate like explanation of what the game is. I thought that it was a game where you're like, oh, you're a skeleton. Who were you? That's not it. It's actually you play the skeletons in a dungeon. It's like flipping the script of an RPG. You play the skeletons that are in the dungeon when the heroes come in, and you're just like, oh, who's this asshole? But it kind of explores the who are those skeletons in that dungeon, that kind of a thing. And I find that really rad. So, let's see. Got a little thing of oregano. That was on purpose. So, I am needing, this is all my Trench Crusade shit, and this is more Trench Crusade shit. Campaign rules. I had to condense down my Trench Crusade stuff because I'm running out of binders, running out of other system page sheet protectors, not system. Brain's not on right now. We're working there. Working on getting it there. So Caveat Emptor is a game that I really want to play. I'll move that. And Necropolis. Just put those over there. Alrighty. So Caveat Emptor is a game made by Exeunt Press. Yeah, EXEUNT Press. And I can absolutely put links in the Discord or in the explanation or description of this video. So the entire point of this game is essentially you are a helper demon, someone that is hired by, I believe, Mephistopheles. But I could be getting my demons wrong. And you are supposed to essentially sell cursed artifacts to unsuspecting buyers in... Why? I feel like this... No? Okay, it's just YouTube. I felt like my Face Pro, like it was just looking like shit, but I don't think so. Okay, well... So, back to my hunch. I'm probably going to need to grab my iPad. I am thinking, here's what I'm thinking. A couple different things. Part of me wants to make a character for Merkborg, because we are going to be running through that very soon. And I'm really excited to do that. So I think I might roll up a character for Merkborg. Chat's pretty quiet today, and I'm kind of vibing on that. I've been thinking about that a lot. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. So I have been trying to clean up my basement, both this area that you all can see on the camera right now and like the rest of it that you cannot see. The part of my basement that used to be my shop, like my hobby area before I was like, oh, I want to make this something that I can invite people into. That I've been talking with my wife, and we've been kind of brainstorming the overall idea, the layout of our basement, which, and I'll kind of show, I'll just draw that. You guys might find it interesting. To give you an idea, I'm excited about it. We'll just do that. Fuck it. And I'll get to this later, after, whenever. 685. Today I am going to be, before I finish this thought, I don't think I went over the castle. I don't think I've gone over that part of the build, but this is the top spire of the 1490 Doom castle, the highest point of it. I'll go ahead and I'll pick up roll. That hurt real good. That didn't feel good at all. That was a kneecap. So, I'm not sure if the last time I showed this we had this much done or not, but this is where we are. As you can see, room is accessible. This is going to be more properly attached, but it will sit as such. There's a specific way that it's got to go on there, but yeah, the plan is from that angle in the front, like here. So I think it's right there. We want to figure out what the golden angle is, or the golden rule. So, and this thing I did build. I'm obsessed with numerology, like not on a 23 kind of level, not on a I'm going crazy, but like I've always found it very interesting. And it's one of those things that you can't think about too long, or it does become like a 23 thing. But the golden rule, the aspect ratio, I love anything that kind of makes you aware that the things that you like, how much of that is your control, how much of that is your brain, how much of that... There's just a lot of stuff like that I love to play in. I love to play in stuff. Anything that makes the player or the viewer or whoever is looking at what I'm making or what I'm creating, anything that makes them think about life more than they normally do, anything that makes them grow. I guess that's it. I love my games to come with growth of some kind, whether it's conceptual, whether it's, personal, like an inner, like, oh man, I didn't think about that. I love to have any kind of, I walk away with something. That's what I like out of games. I don't care if I fucking win or if I lose. This is actually from like a matched play standpoint, playing in like tournaments and stuff. I mean, I will absolutely say some of my absolute funnest games I have ever played, I lost. But they were not fun because the other person won or lost. They were fun because the two of us were playing a game to have fun. And those typically are not like a really big win or a really big loss. Those are typically the ones that are, the entire game is engaging because you both are actively trying to tell a story. And that's my favorite type of gaming. So I showed the castle because I wanted to try to get that a little bit more in my foreground of thought, because I need to work on that today a lot. Tomorrow is the release date of 1490 Doom, so I want to be putting out as much stuff as I can for them while that is live. And I've tried to put out stuff leading up to it, but I'm also trying to remember that Rome was not built in a day. So reminding myself that it's just like, yeah, in the time period that I have been doing this, not working and doing this, but just doing all of this, what have I gotten done? And it's just like I have not gotten anything finished per se. I have so many things that are on the cusp of getting ready to be at the next stage where they start to get finished and worked on, though. And then we are able to really make this channel and this space what I envision it. And that is not just me, for an hour a day getting on here and talking to you guys while I wake up, or you have your coffee, which absolutely I plan on still doing that. This is it's a good time for me to wake up and talk and kind of get a feel for the vibe I'm in today and what I'm going to be working on, as far as getting the goals done and whatnot that we've set out. So I definitely want to to keep doing that. But it's definitely also meant that now I have the time. We're getting closer and closer to the point where I don't have to be nonstop, perpetually building. I can do things like this and not feel like they are a bad use of time, because I should be doing physical things to get games ready, because I don't want to be a channel that only plays solo RPGs, just pen and paper, top down, rolling dice. I really want to show you how to take a character from a solo RPG and put them into any of these games that we play. And that is definitely a thought that my first train of thought was, I saw this and I was like, holy shit, I want to make a game where you work like the idea of being someone that has to sell these items is fun. That character though, the amount of like sketchy merchant characters that I want to make and just like, oh, okay, here's just throw them in your game. That kind of stuff just bores out of me, because I will just imagine a character that I would want my MP my players to run into, and just instantly think of things that would be frustrating for them. And that's a whole nother thing of, I really fell in love with the idea of this, thinking about the kind of person that owns this shop, and the kind of, and by person, demon, entity, the entity that owns a shop that sells cursed items. I love the idea also that you're not a demon working for them. You have been conned into working at this shop. I like that idea a lot. I think that there's a lot of really fun places that we could play with. Good morning, Eric. I appreciate you posting things in the Discord. I'm trying to get that to where it'll be a place where people want to actually hang out and chat about random things. I don't know dick about Discord though, so I'm trying to figure out the difference between forum and text channels. So this though, I'm really excited about, because I mean that again, demonic car salesman is. I feel like when I was in the character creation when I'm in the loading screen of life, and I'm just like, man, I don't know. One of the spots I spec'd to where I could have gone into demon car salesman. I think I have whatever those abilities are. You're like, demonic car salesman. I have those same stats. That's just always been a thing that I've been good at naturally. And I think it's just because I'm a storyteller, and if I believe my story enough, I can get other people to. What it do, possum? Bum, bum, bum. The boys are back in town. So I had a whole lot of ideas of one, playing this game and trying to expand upon it to either make a module or a little session, a story, essentially just having to deal with this shop owner, which is another. So the concept, King Piss, the music that I make under the name King Piss, that's a whole nother thing. All of this is connected. All of my goofy mental shit is all connected. For the longest time, so I was working whenever I first started to learn music theory, and was trying to actually write music. I got really into not synthwave. Anyway, the same kind of music I've always been into. And I started making stuff under the album, the title King Piss, because it is a very fucking firm decision. And also, it's just kind of a self-realization thing. For so long, every band, everything that I've ever done, every thing that I made, it's me holding back a little bit. And King Piss, making music under the title King Piss, was the first one that I had done where it's just I legitimately do not give a fuck what other people's opinions are. this is what it is. And the specific thing is just my mom just being like, "Are you sure you want to call it King Piss?" And I'm just like, "Yes." It is a very, you don't accidentally name your band King Piss. It is a very fucking firm decision. So it's just that concept of a entity that essentially is the modern day Dionysus, but not in the way that like Greek Dionysus was. More of like, if you imagined a god today, like 2025 Dionysus today, his heralds, his champions are people like shit. My brain. Kendrick Lamar, Chapel Roan, the people that would be like, yes, priests of this god of like music and wine, and it's the god of tits and wine, as Pete Inks says in Game of Thrones. That is who I imagine King Piss is. Also the god of music. There's a lot of in rap, and I don't know how aware the rap community is of this. I'm just aware of it because I like rap and I like the stuff that I like. There is an absurd amount of I don't want to say it's like lore, but like a good chunk of like rap is just lore building. And so much of it seems to be convoluted, and there's a lot of it that like God gets brought in there a lot, and it's just like I don't fully understand where all these things connect. But there was somewhere I was going with that. Now I got really off onto caveat emptor. It had something to do with selling things. I don't remember. Fuck me, my brain just it's not wake up yet. I don't know. I'm getting this area cleaned out though. That way we can play over there. I talked to Kelly. Kelly and I talked about getting the corner area set up specifically with the brooding chair. My RPG stuff is on this like shelf that for the longest time we used it as our like liquor cabinet, because it's just like it looks antique and fancy, but we kind of emptied that out, and now the top just has my OSR books, like all of my role-playing stuff. The second shelf right now has Berserk, all of Berserk. I need to find a place to put that. My initial plan was to put a shelf up in the front room and then have the entire collection on that floating shelf with the big Dragon Slayer bookends, print some of those to the side, holding it in place. But then I moved it downstairs. Learning music theory, Dionysus, rap, and lore building. That is exactly. All that turns into King Piss. I was talking about King Piss. King Piss, that is the concept. So, the Book of Gob. I'm going to grab that. It's one of my favorite books. This is one of my absolute favorite books for like role playing, for world building, for anything that I have ever seen. And talking with Shane, blind man, talking with Shane about this was another. Oh yeah, okay, nope, it's just as great as I thought it was, because like when you meet the other forever GMs and you mention something like this and you see the light in their eyes where they're like, oh, it is. I think it's something that the trope of the forever GM does not like. You don't know that you're going to be that. No one chooses to be that. Let me rephrase that. I guess someone probably does. There's someone out there that probably really likes being the GM. I don't. I love telling stories. However, just like everything else that, you love having a gaming scene, fucking build one. You like having a music scene, you gotta make one. You like to tell stories, you gotta find people to tell stories to. That is how I think the majority of us get stuck in the GM forever role, is that we're the storyteller. We want to tell stories, we want people to play in this, and we like to, I don't like to say like warden or it's not like a leader mentality, but I guess it is. There's just another kind of term for it. I like to be the one that gets everybody together and has a story that they can walk through, and I'll enjoy. I like doing that for people. That's the thing I enjoy. So I'm just going to read this, just in case you all can't see it. But a finger trails the letters across the dusty tome. A finger points host. I like hosting games. I like being the host. Not as far as like so much people in my house. It's more of I love hosting games. I love telling stories and like making little worlds for people to step into. That was it. Thank you. So yeah, this is the Book of Gob, which is, it is my favorite RPG book, period. It's not a game. It is just, so I'm just going to read the back. This is all on the back. It just says, a finger trails the letters across the dusty tome. A finger points the way down a dark, haunted alley. A finger feels the pulse of life on a long decayed corpse. A finger scratches the floorboards beneath your feet. A finger chewed down to a white bone. A finger that is not there. A finger catches a shed tear and slides it into a bottle. These are the 7 fingers of the hand of Gob. Gob is a deity that Charlie Ferguson, Avery Evero, the Figurative Goblin, Isaac Hill, John Unlawful Games, Gregory Rowan A, and Paolo Greco have created here by Lost Pages. It's like a lore book. Paraphernalia, catastrophes. It is essentially a bunch of lore about a fictional god, written almost like in universe, but it is so interesting. It comes with like a bestiary, it comes with spells, it comes with, essentially it's just if you want this entity in your world, whatever game, like if you were playing, Dungeons and Dragons, if you're playing Merkborg, it doesn't matter what you're playing, you buy the Book of Gob. If you're a competent GM, it will not do anything other than put more ideas in your head than you ever thought that you could have. But that is the kind of book that I want to make. I really want to make a book like that for the deity that I have like kind of made in my head and have been working around. But it's also a self-reflection kind of thing. I don't want it. I was thinking a lot about, and this is not me being like, oh, hey, look at me. I think it was Possum made the statement of the art of RedWetSkeleton. And I had not thought about that because a lot of the people that have those books, they're constantly churning out lots of work. But a lot of my work is not physical. A lot of it's mental and conceptual. And I was trying to think of how would I do that, but I've wanted to make a book for forever. And I think that if I did an art of book, which after speaking with Dave and talking to him about just the way that those work and the way that he envisions them, I think at some point in time, once I've got more work done, that is something I would like to do. But I don't want it to be like, this is how you make your stuff like this person. I would never want a book like the art of RedWetSkeleton and that kind of a thing to be a book that's just like an art book. I would want it to be meta as fuck. I would want it to be a in-world tome that you would find that would show you these crazy things and present them in a way as though they were fact, and then show how to make smaller versions of them. Essentially, I would want it to be very much a blend of how to make art as well as like conceptual world building, that kind of a thing, because I think that's more of what my kind of art is it's in between there. The things that you make, I definitely like to show people how to make things, but it's the things that like come to mind that like define what physically we make and how the process, all that stuff. It's I guess that's it. trying to explain that my type of hobby is exponentially centered more around the why than the what. The why and the how than the what. Like when you look at my stuff, what the fuck is that? How and why are the questions I typically are actually wanting you to ask. Why the most, though. So that's just a bunch of little random thoughts as I am waking up here talking about the Book of God. I absolutely love this book. I really like the idea of making something like that. King Piss, if I don't have to read the book upside down in a mirror, it isn't my art. Yeah. So there is I've referenced it a couple times because it's one of my favorites. But when I was looking on what is it? Redbubble. Redbubble. There's a sticker of from Evangelion. And I think it's episode 20. It's whatever episode Kaworu shows up in. But the sticker is just like Kaworu just kind of standing there. It just says episode 26, and it's just, oh shit, I think I'm gay. And it's just, if you don't put down the book and you're like, am I gay? Or am I not straight? Then maybe it's not a RedWetSkeleton book. If you're not questioning your sexuality, regardless of where you fall on it, just to be like, do I know what I'm talking about myself? Then it's not a RedWetSkeleton art book. Yeah. I love that, though. The idea of having to read it in a mirror. I hate that. But I love it. Why am I like this? So it's exactly why this game was made for little monsters like me. So I'm really, really excited to look into that. I'm thinking that these are something that I probably do not have the ability to do first thing in the morning when I wake up, but I'm honestly kind of down to give it a shot. So we might do that tomorrow morning. I might wake up and be like, hey, let's play some Caveat Emptor. I kind of want to roll up a Merc character. Would that be boring? I don't know. I don't know if it would be for you guys. I've read through like all of Solitary Defilement's rules. Yesterday, this weekend, I spent a very good amount of time trying to get through the stuff that I need to do the solo RPG side of things. That's the whole reason I said it's a reflection of the soul. It should be treated as such in Require Mirror. Yes. Very, very good, Possum. Very good. It isn't my art. It's a reflection of the soul. You must have the mirror. That's so good. Rolling up characters is always fun. All right, cool. I think I might grab some dice then. I had a bunch of different characters that popped into my head yesterday, and I don't remember a single one of them. But looking through Solitary Defilement, I was just like, holy shit, I'm excited to make another Mercborg character, because I forgot how much fun it is just playing little trash people that I know are going to be turned into a paste. And there's just something about me that is like, man, I'm okay with that. I don't know. There's definitely a bunch of us out there, but I can't stress enough that if God is real and he doesn't show up with a stick to tell me to go kill another god with, I don't fucking want to believe him. Like, and I mean a stick. Oh man, I'm alive. Go kill God. Oh, okay. I like games like that. I like games where you are the underdog and that's just it, because they're much more relatable. I think I've never been someone that enjoyed games where you have like a power fantasy. Halo, I don't like the fact that it's like I'm just the guy. Dead Space was one of my favorite games because of the fact that Isaac was just a fucking engineer who just went to work and is having the worst day of his life. And now his life is terrible. And that's the game series. The game franchise is he went to work, his life's now bad because of it. And that's Dead Space. I love that. I love the stories that you hear about that you're like, man, he's just a guy. Or she's just a guy, just a gal, just a person. Not the hero, not the hero of the story. All that ranting aside, I'm gonna go grab a pen, soul. God, that's just my life. That's just my life. I'm just the gutterborn scum with my finger up my nose so deep it bleeds. Me in every life, baby. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the little. That one's quieter. I also think I'm gonna make some cards, like playing cards. I have these Dark Millennium ones, but oh my goodness. Hey, you guys know who loves Merkborg? It's me. I go to work and I just have the worst time. I can relate, man. I can relate. Well, not anymore, but I used to be able to relate. Except honestly, when I would go to work, I pretty much just I would go into the building and I would go and hang out with Eric and Chris and Jared. Most of the time in the building, it was just there's no reason to really be there. Oh my goodness. So, I've got a bunch of. I was trying to find if I had. One of the first games of Merkborg that we ever played, we went through the Rot Black Sludge, and I had a friend that showed up halfway, like through, like they had already done part of the rest of the crew had already done part of the mission. I think this is Adams. I think I have like a bunch of these sheets from people that I've played Merkborg with before, and I think one of these is Adams. I think I have the wires from when they came down for my birthday. Many moons ago. That's fun. So, I lost my train of thought. I'm just excited to make some Merkborg stuff. So, we need to find our book. And I'm probably going to use this guy. Oh, man. So, I'm not a class kind of guy. I like to let it, the fates decide, but I'm totally down to do a class if we want to. I'm thinking maybe next time. So I just found this shirt. I have they made this into a shirt, and it is the most black metal shirt that I have. The only thing almost visible in this shirt is like this, because everything is so dark, and then it just says Merkborg in like very light gray. It looks like a black t-shirt that I got deodorant stains on, like kind of like about here-ish. And then if you like step far enough away and you're like, oh no, this is Merkborg, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. It's just a comically dark shirt, and they only made like one press of them, and they were like, these are as dark as we wanted them to be, but we see in hindsight these might be too dark. So I picked up one of those before they were off of the store. Also, for those of you that do not know a little history, Merkborg means Dark Fort. Dark Fort is the name of the solo RPG that I am pretty sure that grew into Dark Fort, or Merkborg, which I also have the Dark Fort stuff. And I've thought about playing that, but I think this is probably where we want to start. And I'm going to use these dice. We're going to need a name. Randomize your starting equipment. Oh yeah, no, a name. Name comes later. Number 1, randomize your starting equipment on this page. D6. 3. A backpack. Sweet. I could always use a backpack. Backpack for 7 normal-sized items. A D12. That's this guy. That's a 9. Man, I could have gotten a donkey. I forgot. Oh, fuck yeah, bear trap. You're going to be so fun. Bear trap. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And another D12. 5. Exquisite perfume. I wonder where we got that. I'm just going to be setting all these traps. Using all my exquisite perfume as bait, my bear traps. Alright, scrolls. Twisted Magic Merc board. We want page 34. Don't have any scrolls. Create player, PC. Randomized weapons and armor. So that is the next one. Weapons. Weapons are D10. We got our D10. Correct. 10. 10 is that is Zweihander? Fuck yeah. 10 is a Zweihander. So big old two-hander sword. 2d10 damage. Or no, just 1d10. Weapon. Z. W. E. Zweihander. Literally just means two-hander. D. 10. Armor. D4. D4s are kind of silly. 4. Heavy armor. Alright. This is kind of like a character that I was going to start mentioning. ARMOR. Why do I want to put the U in there? Minus D6. But splint plate minus D6 tier 3. DR minus plus 4 on agility tests. Defense is DR plus 2. What? Oh, yeah. DR plus 4. Agility. I'm just going to write that so I can remember that. DR4 plus agility, defense. DR plus 2. Alrighty. U is the correct way. Yeah, I think when I spell armor in my head, like demon, I put an A in it. I always add the U. Always add the U, always add the A. Demon. Damon. Damon. Ah, the Damons. Ah, the Matt Damons. Okay. Roll weapon and armor. Roll your abilities. Equipment. We don't start with equipment. Agility. So, roll 3d6. Boop, boop, boop. I can't wait to find out what this person's name is. We're going to be such good friends. Roll 3d6 using the table on the right to generate each ability. Score from -3 to +3. The sum is not used in the game once the character is created, only the table value. Player characters not created with the optional classes can roll 4d6 and drop the lowest die for 2 of their abilities. When the character is later improved, an ability can never exceed +6 or -3. Extra letters? Cool as fuck. Hey, if you want to be cooler, add more letters. Always works for me. 3d6, so agility. So, agility. Do we need to, okay. I think, yeah, players not created with the optional classes can roll 4d6 and drop the lowest die for 2 of their abilities. Do we want to game that, or do we want to choose? Do we want to say, oh, I want to be better at blank, and let the fates decide, or do we want to say, oh, hey, we rolled these and the ones that we could add a dice to? I don't like doing that. I don't like gaming it. I like letting the gods decide personally. So Let's say, I mean, this person's got heavy armor and a Zweihander. I'm assuming that their goal is to be probably pretty strong and pretty tough. Extra letters, cool as fuck. I'm thinking strength and toughness are the ones I'm going to do instead of agility and presence. Actually, nope, agility is defend, balance, swim, flee. Let's do agility and strength. So 4 dice, can roll 4d6 and drop the lowest for 2 of their abilities. 6, so 12. So 0, hell yeah. So agility, we got a 0, and that's fine. That's Merkborg, baby. And presence, or wait, yeah, so agility, presence, 6, 7, 8, minus 1 for presence. So hey, it could always have been worse. We could have been a minus a 1. All right, strength, we're going to do that as a 4. 6, 5, wait, okay, so 13. Hey, got plus 1. And then toughness. That would be bad. So 5. So minus 2 toughness. Hell yeah. Alrighty. That's our abilities. We're doing good. We're doing great. We're going to have a great time. Roll your hit points. Hit points are toughness plus D8. So our toughness is minus 2. So 2. Our toughness, our HP is 2. Okay. Fuck yeah, I'm in. Max 2. I mean, we've got armor though, and a Zweihander. I mean, I'm down. I'm here for it. Okay. Name your character if you wish. I don't think there's anything else we really need to. Oh wait, yeah, no. Those are my abilities. Rest, reaction, morale. How long is around? Getting better or worse? It's here. So optional tables is where we want to go for our omens and that kind of stuff. Yeah, start by choosing or randomizing a class and follow the class instructions or rolling for equipment, weapons, and armor. Roll on tables 39 through 43. Roll number of omens. So here we're going to name our character. That is on the front part. I've got plenty of other books that have like other names. I'm just gonna say for our first character, I kind of want to stick with the OG. OG, just Merkborg rulebook. So 2. That's this column now, and then we go to our D8. 7. Heru, our first character. Heru. H-A-E. R, and then U with an umlaut. Heru. Heru. Omens. Terrible traits. I love this part, so I'm really excited about this part. When you find out how gross of a person my character is. 20. It says roll twice. Oh, do I add them together? That sounds right. It's been a hot minute since I've made characters. Okay. No. I remember now. Okay. I read both of them. 8. Terrible traits. 8. I am prone to substance abuse. Okay. Prone to substance abuse. And arrogant. Alrighty. I'll tell you what happened. Viet goddamn Nam. Now go get me a beer, bitch. If you've seen Always Sunny, that's season 2. I think it's like season 2, episode 1. It's the episode that Frank gets introduced. They go to the strip club. Charlie has broken his legs, and he's pretending to be a Vietnam veteran to get sympathy at a strip club. And it goes just as well as you think. Broken bodies. I love character generation in Merkborg. 15. One hand lacks thumb and index finger, grips like a lobster. Wait, what? Oh no. Okay. Do we know which hand? I'm gonna go ahead. Let's roll for it. So, one hand lacks thumb and index finger, grips like a lobster. 1, 2, 3. We'll say right hand. 4, 5, 6. We'll say left hand. Left hand. My left hand is left hand. Description. Left hand missing thumb and index finger. That might be important to remember later. Who knows? Oh man. I hope we don't get number 3 in bad habits. 13. 3 was can't stop drinking once you start, and my character has prone to substance abuse and arrogant, and I guess holds the bottle without the thumb. 13. Permanent phlegm deposit in throat. That is awful. This is an awful person that I have made. Okay. Scale the stale. Phlegm. Continuously cough, snort, spit, and swallow. Okay. Just Kevin noises. The whole group can share the same backstory, or groups within the group can share a tale, or the GM can quickly give history to seemingly mundane characters. Troubling tales. Roll 20 or throw a knife at the page to the right. I have 3 different books. 3 different, rule books. I should just start throwing knives at this book and, like, not this one. One of the other ones. I should start just throwing knives and burning them. Crawl into... I loved that. So this was one of my... When this book first came out, that was one of my favorite things that I read in here. On the side of this, it says, crawl into the green mouth. Death is only the end of everything. And it's a reference to... I only know this because of the artwork, but it's a reference to a Dungeons and Dragons adventure. I want to say Gygax made it. It's an absolute just like shit poster, like shit troll, like it's the pinnacle of like bad GMing. But it's just like it was a devil's like head. It was a big green mouth, and it was just like a gotcha. It was just supposed to be a gotcha for people that like spent so much time on characters and had so much invested that it's just like, oh, your character crawls into the green mouth, and it's a portal of oblivion or annihilation. It's literally like anything that goes in this is just obliterated, but it's shaped big enough as a door, so players think that they're crawling into like the next room, but it's just a fucking everyone is just annihilated. But I loved that it was referenced in just like kind of the sides of this to just highlight again the utter just it is the end of everything nihilism that is Merkborg. So roll d20. Let's find out what's going on with this boy. Hitaru. 12. Evil creatures love the scent of your spore and are drawn to it, bringing disaster in your wake. If I had $1, huh? I'm like Guts if Guts was cool. I'll put that down here under class. I don't have a class. I ain't got no class. I got troubled pass. Troubling tales. Evil creatures. Oh no. Coffee. Already? Evil creatures love the scent. I'm going to write this down. Love the scent of your spore. My spore, huh? We had a anime festival in my hometown this past weekend. I did not go to it. They're speaking of love the scent of your spore. drawn to it, bringing disaster in their wake. One of the things while looking at the anime convention, we were like, I don't know. And then we got, and it was like, oh, there's a maid cafe and something, something. It was some, I don't want to say wishi or something else, something in Japanese. And it was just a bunch of people dressed as maids with cat ears and other things. And Kelly was just like, I don't know if I think you want, I want you to go to this anymore. I was just like, I mean, fair enough. But yeah, on that note, guys, I think I'm really excited about this. I'm going to go make some coffee, and we will pick back up from this Zweihander. Well, 1.5 hander. Yeah. What if you don't have a finger and like a thumb? Arcanic. You regret. You read it wrong. You're literally. Okay, no, this is. Yes. Okay, I remember now. So I think we're done. I think we just made the rest of our character. Roll a number of omens. Page 38. Okay, so that's the last thing. Roll a number of omens. It's D2, or if you play without classes, every character begins with D2 omens. When depleted, the characters doesn't need to die. D2 if playing without classes and regain that many omens up. So D2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, 6, 2. I have 1 omen. Okay, and that's fine. 1, baby. All right, so we have Haru. Haru. Oh, I didn't start with any silver. I don't even know if, I mean, there's probably no fucking reason to, but. One hand holds 2d6 times 10 silver. 1, 6, so 60. I have 60 silver. 60 silver. The other holds a water skin and D4 days worth of food. 4 days, yay! Water skin. Water skin, not skein. Why do I keep saying that? 4 days food. We are going to, your soul and your silver are your own and equally easy to lose. All right, so we have made our character, and I'm excited. We will get into some shenanigans with this guy. One of the things that I was like, man, I really want to play through that because I've never played through them. I'm really excited about that. Is there are so many things that I wanted to run people through, but that takes so much time. But being able to play through them with you guys, I'll be able to play through these stories. Like, I'm really excited. I've got so much stuff that I've like held on to. And also stuff that I just keep getting. Like the Sickest Witch. I'm gonna play the Sickest Witch. A lot of it revolves around severing limbs and using them as parts of your ingredients to your rituals. So you know we're gonna be adding that. But it is 7:43. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me, rolling out this character. We're gonna get into it and start playing with him tomorrow probably, or I'll figure it out. I'll work on scheduling this today. Oh yeah, random death door. But yeah, I will catch you guys later. Take care. Sit pretty. Have a good one. Thanks again for your time.